Brendan O'Connor is the Home Affairs Minister in the Rudd government. He joins us in our Parliament House studio. Minister, good morning.
Good morning, Fran.
Brendan O'Connor, can you confirm the fate of the 78 asylum seekers on board that customs ship, the Oceanic Viking? Is Indonesia going to take these people?
Well, we're in, of course, dialogue with the Indonesians. As you know, Fran, we responded to a call that there were people at risk. There is a particular international convention that requires us to certainly assist in that regard, and we, I think, quite rightly provide assistance. It's been confirmed now, of course, that of the 79, 5 are children, 5 women on board, and therefore it was important that we had Oceanic Viking provide that form of assistance. We've also, I think, properly assessed the medical situation, and everyone seems to be fine. We are now in discussions with the Indonesians in order to ensure the way in which to resolve this matter.
Why are we in discussion with the Indonesians? Why don't we just bring the people on board the Australian customs ship to the Australian detention centre?
Well, as I've already made clear, we've responded to a distress call. That was entirely proper. The Indonesian authorities were informed by the Australian Safety Maritime Authority, as they are the lead agency because it's in their waters, and as a result we are working with them. They are the lead coordinator of this particular matter.
So what's the message coming from Indonesia? Are they prepared to take these people?
That's something that's currently under consultation. Clearly, we work very closely with the Indonesians in relation to these matters. There's been close cooperation between Indonesia and Australia in relation to people smuggling, but also in relation to such maritime situations.
There are reports today in some of the press that Indonesia has signalled it will take them. Can you give us a sense? Is that likely? Are you confident Indonesia will take these people?
Can I say to you that until there's a confirmation as to the outcome of the process, I'm not in a position to do so. What I am in a position to tell you, Fran, is that we are working very closely with the Indonesians. They are, of course, the lead agency in relation to this particular situation. But it was incumbent upon us, I believe, to provide support to those passengers who we were told were in danger. Now, we've confirmed that all are safe, and we'll deal with this matter properly and calmly, and we'll do so in consultation with the Indonesian authority.
Will a decision be made on this, do you think, before the Prime Minister meets with his Indonesian counterpart later today?
Look, this will be something that will be resolved between the agencies of both countries. The priority here is to make sure that those passengers are safe and that we do everything that is proper, but I cannot confirm whether that will be before or after the President and the Prime Minister meet.
In the end, if Indonesia says a flat-out no, will these people come to Christmas Island?
Well, that's a hypothetical question you're putting to me. I'm saying to you that let's now allow the agencies discuss the arrangements here. Again, I want to emphasise how closely the Indonesians and Australian agencies cooperate. We've been tackling these issues for some years now. It was the case under the previous government, and we want to make sure that we do this properly and calmly and not cause any concern for both the passengers and those who are, of course, watching this unfortunate incident.
Are we heading back to an Operation Relic situation in Australia as your Home Affairs Minister? Are we going to deploy more naval boats to turn ships around as the Howard government did?
Well, what we've done so far in relation to the surge of people seeking to find haven in first world countries as a result of conflicts, in particular in Afghanistan and the civil war in Sri Lanka, is to provide more assets to intercept successfully those vessels that are seeking to enter our territory.
So more naval ships out there doing that work?
Well, we've had the Bay-class vessels and the Armadales, which of course are naval vessels, working under the Customs and Border Protection Command, ensuring that we successfully intercept vessels. That has been the government's approach from the beginning, and we've added more assets, so we have more surveillance, both aircraft and vessel, than ever before, and that's why we've intercepted these vessels successfully.
Are we intensifying that?
Well, we've added, as I've said, we've added extra vessels as a result of the initiatives taken by this government. We'll continue to ensure that our waters are surveilled effectively because we want to make sure we maintain the integrity of our border and maintain the integrity of the immigration system.
Meanwhile, Minister, these 250 people aboard that boat in Java. Will Australia, can you tell us whether Australia is pressuring Indonesia to allow the UNHCR reps onto that ship stuck at port?
Well, in relation to those people on the vessel at Merak, as you know, 6 or 7 days ago now, the Indonesians intercepted that vessel. It was in Indonesian waters. The Indonesian government made very clear that they were concerned about people smuggling. As a result, they've intercepted that vessel. It's now for the Indonesians to determine the proper process, but they have confirmed that they will be cooperating with international agencies, and indeed, as you would know, we've been funding and providing support to the International Organisation of Migration and the UNHCR in Indonesia for some years, and we of course want to see that matter is dealt with properly, but it is now a matter for the Indonesian government.
Indonesia is not a signatory to the Human Rights Convention on Refugees, the International Convention on Refugees. If we want Indonesia to take more asylum seekers on our behalf, and as I understand it, this is part of the negotiation with the Indonesian president today, shouldn't we be pressuring Indonesia to sign up to those international conventions to ensure that people get treated appropriately, resettled more quickly?
Well, can I say that the Indonesians will determine what they are signatory to, of course.
Yes, but we pressure and lobby and
Sure.
cajole countries all the time. Will that be on the table?
And can I say to you, in relation to how Indonesians will approach this, so far I'm confident that they will do the right thing here. Clearly, they've been concerned about the safety and and ensuring that people on the vessel are dealt with properly.
Though they still haven't had access to the UNHCR as requested.
But as I can say to you now that the Indonesians will deal with this matter. We of course believe that the international agencies have a role here. It's for that reason we've supported and provided resources to the UNHCR and provided humanitarian relief to people that are in Indonesia. Now that's important, but in the end, the Indonesians have to determine whether, in fact, they are signatories to any particular convention.
And just finally, Minister, Alex, the face of the Sri Lankan asylum seekers on board that boat in Merak, said that the chief people smuggler, who's now been arrested, said he wasn't worried about being arrested because he could always buy his way out of an Indonesian prison. And now we've heard on AM this morning one Indonesian official saying that they knew that this guy, this people smuggler, was aboard that ship. They knew before Australia alerted them. Are you worried that or indicates that Indonesian authorities aren't being as robust as they could be?
Well, the Indonesians.
People smugglers?
Well, in relation to the person, so-called Captain Bram, who's been detained by the Indonesian Navy, they've made clear now that they're concerned with his behaviour. Let's not forget, it was the Indonesian authority that jailed this person for up to 2 years as a result of people smuggling activities, and I'm very confident that the Indonesian authorities will deal with this person appropriately.
Okay, Brendan O'Connor, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Fran.
Brendan O'Connor is the Home Affairs Minister.